Hello and welcome to World Talks on TVP World with me, Ashim Kumar. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has given a firm green light to Poland's long-standing requests to exhume the remains of tens of thousands of Poles killed during the Volhynia Massacre. Poland's parliamentary speaker said on Monday the offer was repeated by the president ahead of commemorations marking the 80th anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz death camp. The Volhynia Massacre, carried out by Ukrainian nationalists during World War II, resulted in the deaths of an estimated 100,000 Poles in the then Polish regions of Volhynia and Eastern Galicia. The decision is seen as a major step forward in addressing a decades-long point of tension between the two countries. What are the implications of this agreement for relations between the two countries? Moving forward to discuss this, I am joined by Damian Markowski. He's a researcher at the Pilecki Institute. Welcome, and thank you for taking the time to join us, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, who were these 100,000 people who were massacred in the Volhynia forests?
The victims of Volhynia and Galician massacre were Poles who were citizens of the Second Republic of Poland, who were slaughtered by the guerrilla forces of Ukrainian Insurgent Army and Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists in the years of 1943-1945. We think that during that horrible thing, about 100,000 of people were murdered. Some of them were murdered with very brutal kind of death. So we are very successful. We are very delighted that after all those years of Polish-Ukrainian conflict, we will have a possibility to search the remains on Volhynia and Galicia.
Understood. I'll come to that in just 1 second, Mr. Markowski. For that, of that you can be sure. But I just want a little bit more detail. So, who were these people? Were they villagers? Were they soldiers? Were they academics, intellectuals? Generally, was there a profile, or was it simply any Pole in the region?
Absolutely, most of them were unweaponed civilians. So there were inhabitants of rural areas, especially in Lutsk and Rivne Oblast, nowadays Ukraine. But also the massacres hold on in the Lviv region. In the years 1944-1945. So almost all of the victims of the Volhynia and Galicia massacres were unweaponed civilians.
So unarmed civilians, 100,000 of them. Was anyone ever brought to justice for this massacre?
Well, no. If the Soviet post-war Kurds didn't sentence some of them, there weren't any Ukrainian, in independent Ukraine, there weren't any Ukrainian Kurds to sentence those people responsible for those massacres. I could even say more, that OUN and UPA veterans in Ukraine are treated like a national hero. They are glorified by Ukrainian state. So this is one of the point which divide Ukraine and Poland even now.
Understood. Now, this happened 1944-45. We're now in 2025. What's taken so long?
Well, first of the searching and exhumation works have been done in the 1990s. But if I remember well, only about 800 of people from almost 100,000 have been searched and buried with Christian ritual. So in 2017, Ukraine denied all agreements for Polish specialists to take next search works in Ukraine, and we have been waiting from this time to today to continue with ADA.
So what was it? I mean, it started in 1990. You say 800 people were properly buried, and then in 2007 or 17, I beg your pardon, the Ukrainians changed their minds. Why?
In 2017, unknown people devastated some illegal Ukrainian commemorations situated in Poland. And those commemorations had been built without the Polish law. They were dedicated to Ukrainian insurgent army, so the perpetrators of the Polish citizens. When those objects had been devastated, the Ukrainian state denied all agreements to Polish workers who were trying to search another places of burials of Polish citizens in Ukraine.
So this was a kind of a tit for tat, basically. The Ukrainians were upset with some actions in Poland, and they stopped the exhumation process. So that's changed again. Why?
Well, I think first of all, Poland is helping Ukraine on a massive way since February 2022, after the war started with all its measures. So I think it's the one thing. Another thing it's that Polish government is trying to solve this problem once and for all, because we all know that if we want to have a complete reconciliation between Poles and Ukrainians, the remains of the Volhynia and Galicia massacres have to be searched and have to be buried in mass graves, but those graves have to be set. Not like today, when almost all remains are buried in forests, in fields, or even less known places.
Understood. Now, in terms of, I mean, this offer was actually initiated from or by Kiev, by President Zelensky's administration. What was it that? Why now? What was the trigger for President Zelenskyy to do it now? And he confirmed this when he attended the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. Why now?
In my opinion, President Zelenskyy has a good relationship with Prime Minister Donald Tusk. So I think, and I hope, this is one, but maybe not the only one, reason why it is happening now. I also have some hope that President Andrzej Duda, who also had some good relationships with Ukrainian government, also helped to unblock those processes.
Okay, so it's down to the relationships. What does this tell you about the relationships between the administrations in both countries going forward? This what looks like an act of goodwill on the part of Ukraine. What does it tell you about the relationship going forward?
Well, it was never an easy thing, because I also take part in some talks about unblocking the process of exhumation and searching of remains of Volhynia and Galicia massacre. And in my opinion, but this is only my opinion, the Ukrainian state nowadays is still glorifying OUN and UPA, but no, because those forces slaughtered thousands of Poles, but because they also fought with Russia, with Soviet Union. And now, when the war is still open and we still don't know how it could end it, I think it also plays its own role.
Okay, now tell me what happens now. So the exhumations restart. What is the process then? Family members informed? I mean, how does it work? What happens?
Well, we are waiting for April, when the first of exhumation in a village, a former village, because it never exists after the attack of Ukrainian insurgent army in February 1945 in a former village Puzniki near Ternopil. We are waiting to start our walk, and we will see if we will able to if we were able to found two mass graves, which are situated on the former local Roman Catholic cemetery. We know that in those graves have been buried about at least 86 people, mainly women and children killed by UPA guerrillas in 1945. If we could only search those remains, we would like from our Ukrainian partners to let us bury them on the local cemetery and to set their grave. Of course, we would try to inform also members of families if we only found them.
Understood. Well, long and grim task ahead of you, Mr. Markowski, and we wish you every success in this endeavour. Thank you very much for sharing this information with our audience. Have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's all from us. This episode of World Talks. Goodbye.